Hello and welcome to Alio Moon Arts. My name's Fiona. Today we're going to be working with some alcohol inks and I've got a couple of things to show you today. First of all, I just need to cut this A4 piece in half for our first part of our demo. 5 3/4. Okay, so that part's done, so I won't need the trimmer anymore for this. So today I'm going to be looking at how to get a smooth background. I've got two ways that you can get a smooth background. And the first one is just our general normal way that we would do it. So I'm going to take some Clear Sky alcohol ink. I'm going to pop that across the top here, making sure I've got a generous amount. I'm going to go with some amber next. And then some ruby at the bottom. So these are really some of our outback type country colours that we would see if we were out in the middle of Timbuktu. So I'm just going to put a really generous amount of ink, blending solution on this. Going to grab a brush and let's start. We're just going to push all of our ink right to either end, just to start off with, just so that we get all the coverage that we need. I'm just going to wipe that brush off and I'm just going to put our yellow in. Make sure it goes right to the edge as well, and now into our red. Just so that we get total coverage. Okay, so now the next step is we're just going to tip it up one way, let it run off. Just tap that off a bit, tip it back the other way. So I'm just helping it along a little bit just to get some of those areas that it's not quite covering at the moment. Tip it off again. I'm going to tip it back the other way once more. I'm okay if it has a couple of little white spots in it. Just gives a little bit of interest. So whilst I don't have my mask on at the moment because it's a bit hard to talk with it on, I do generally wear a mask that is designed for fumes. When I'm doing this, I always have a window open, which I have today, but I don't have my fan on today, only because it's a little too cold to have it on here today. So I'm just going to pull the little bits into these areas a little bit. I'm not really too worried about it. I think that will do. So I'm just going to put this aside and we're going to let that dry. So our next piece, I'm going to pull this off. So I've got a piece of felt. Now this felt I brought from Couture Creations. It comes in an A4 sheet and I think there's 5 pieces in a packet. So what I'm going to do is somehow or other I'm going to attach it . Let me pull this cello tape off here so I can get it all started again. Okay, pull this one off. Let's have another go. Try cello tape this time. I've been playing with this already, trying to get it all ready for today for us. So I'm just going to grab some cello tape. In the hopes that it'll stick a bit better than what the okay, that's part of it done. Let's pop that one on that side and let's go to do the other side now. The hardest part about this is the fact that it gets wet with the alcohol and it breaks down the glue on the sticky tape. And I think that's what's happening here, why I've had so many problems with it. But I've got to come up with a better way. So maybe putting a few stitches in the end of one of these might eventually work. Just going to grab some masking tape as well and pop over the top. So I'm just going to grab the end of my toothbrush and really push that in there so it stays on, which it's not liking to at the moment. But it should be enough for us to get this done. Okay, so now we're going to take our second piece, hold that in place fairly well. So we're going to start off with a blue. So that's our clear sky, amber, and our ruby. That's our last colour that we're going to put on here. Pop the lids back on those. Okay, so now I'm going to grab it like this, and I'm just going to swash it across backwards and forwards until I get the coverage that I'd like. So this gives a textured surface, but one that's very consistent. If that yellow would hold in place, it would be very consistent. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of our blending solution. Just going to pop it up along one edge. And I'll try and bring this back through it again. Okay. I'm not unhappy with that. I think that's quite okay. It's a little different to what I expected, but I'm going to next try. Let's pull this back up and see if I can get this to stick back underneath there. Okay, so I'm going to grab some smaller pieces of Yupo, which I do have, but I don't know where I've put them. There they are. Okay, so let's try a couple of other things with this Yupo today. So let's grab this, which has come apart again. So this is not going to be very stable. Okay, so that's one. That's almost like a geode type of thing. And the other one that I wanted to have a look at was let's get this. I'm going to put some blending solution on there. And this time I'm just going to go that's because that's not sitting down properly. Okay, let's see if we can do it like this. So if I grab it like this, we get that cool, oh, that's really cool actually, that really cool wavy line. Okay, so that's another thing that we can do with it on a piece of cloth. Like I said, I think to make this work really, really well, I think I would need to actually put some stitches in the end and some over the top and hold it into place very well. But that's okay. I'm quite happy with this. I really love that. That'll make a great background on a card. Same with this one. Would make a great background for a card or a bit of artwork. But let's go back to these ones. This one's still not quite dry. Let's try this one first then. So I'm going to put the same stamp on each of these. So this is our one that we did with our bit of cloth, and it has the stripes consistently across it. Today I'm going to be using Stays On Jet Black ink because I can't find my Stays in Place Jet Black ink from Couture Creations. I've had a look and I don't know, maybe I've left it somewhere when I've been out crafting with friends, but I can't find mine at the moment, so I'm just going to use this one. I do prefer the Couture Creations one. I just find that it's easier than this one to go onto your stamp for starters. Okay, so this stamp is called, let me have a look, Kangaroos in the Bush from the Lucky Country collection. So I don't mind, I want this sort of centered on our piece. Just going to stand up and add a little bit of pressure to that. Just making sure that all the bits get a little bit of love. So now I'm going to take that off. Oh yeah, that's really nice. How lovely is that? So, I mean, you can use this in many different ways. You can put it into a journal. You can make it as an artwork, which is what I was thinking of doing. So I've got this nice frame ready to go. And now when I put that on there, how lovely does that look? So that's the first one. That's with this striped background, which I really quite like. It's still quite a smooth background. Now let's give this one a go. Just waiting on that red to dry. You can see that it's not quite dry. It's a little bit shiny still. So I'm just blowing on that to try and get it to dry up a little quicker. Okay, now once again I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And this time we'll have it on a nice smooth background. And I mean, and you could choose whatever colours you liked. I like the idea of having those really strong landscape colours with just the black image. It sort of kind of just reminds me of what our Australian bush is like in certain areas, I suppose. Let's move this down a little closer to me. Once again, we'll centre this at about the right spot. Make sure all pieces get a little bit of love. Okay. And I suppose you could do this same print in lots of different colours and have a triptych of them, like with all the same image on them. So there we go. There's our other one with the smooth background. Well, I hope this has been fun. I hope you've learnt something new. These I will be framing up and I'm going to put them in my house. I quite like both of them. I think I'm going to do another one of these in these same colours, but I might have it all motley in the background. So the three colours will still be there, but they won't be as fine lined as this. They'll be a bit more integrated to each other. And then I'll put the three of them up on my wall. Thank you very much for having me today. I hope you really enjoyed this video. It's a short and sweet one today. Enjoy your day. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I do put stuff out pretty regularly at the moment. I do have a few times throughout the year where I'm a little bit slower, but that's okay too. I'd really appreciate it if you have any questions, just to pop them in the box down below, and I will definitely get back to you on those as soon as I possibly can. And if you head over to the Couture Creations blog, this will be written up and you can actually look at the blog and look at some of the other things that Couture Creation has to offer you. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.